So today I was talking to this guy, and he was a medic. And we were talking about bikes because I brought my bike to work, and he was like, oh yeah, he saw my motorcycle helmet. I'm going to spare the details, but he said to me that helmets are brain buckets. He literally, an EMT, said those words to me. And he said, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that die that wear a helmet. And I remember looking at him and I was like, so you don't want me to wear a helmet, or you don't want me to ride at all? Like, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from and why you're telling me this. You don't want me to wear a helmet? And it kind of all started when he was saying he saw a lot of motorcycle accidents. So I'm like, well, I always wear my gear. And he's just like, gear doesn't matter. And I know I'm not wearing a jacket right now. I'm sorry. I was looking at him and I'm thinking to myself, why are you telling me this? And he explained himself, because of course I asked for an explanation. I looked at him like, a brain bucket. That's the best term you can come up with. Helmets don't save at all. And he's like, well, no, they're better than not having one. But I'm telling you, a lot of people die with them. And I asked specifically, how many cruiser motorcycles versus sport bike accidents has he seen? And he's like, I've seen a bunch of cruiser accidents, like a whole bunch. I haven't seen many sport bikes, just a handful of sport bike accidents. But I've seen them, and I've seen people die in both ends of the spectrum. Then I asked him what kind of helmet they were wearing. And he pretty much told me that most of the bikes, the Harleys and stuff like that, they were wearing half-shell helmets. I kindly told him that half-shell helmets are not good. Just because something's DOT doesn't mean it's good. Anything can become DOT. I've seen $20 helmets that were DOT certified. Do you really think they're going to protect as well as my $500 Shoei RF1200 that's Snell rated? And that's another thing too I brought up to him. Do you know the difference between DOT rating and Snell rating? And he couldn't tell me. He had no freaking clue that there was even different ratings on different helmets. Not all helmets are created equally. There are different levels of safety. I know there's the debate, Snell versus DOT. There are some idiots out there that will actually argue that Snell is, like, I'd rather have a non-Snell helmet than a Snell helmet because somehow Snell makes it less safe. I'm not going to get into that. That's not what this video is about. But if somebody's going to really make that argument, and I've seen the argument, I've read about it, about the whole how Snell is better for multiple impacts but not as good for one, that's all BS. It's all been proven fake. So let's move on, please. These people that this EMT sees all the time, they're not wearing good helmets. Helmets have a shelf life. Alright, helmets, you have to protect your helmet. Helmet's not something like, oh, I have a helmet, I could smash my head off everything. You drop your helmet, it's no longer good. I don't care if it's, you know, even if it's Snell rated, there's a chance that if you drop your helmet, even from off the seat of your bike, it could no longer be good. So when people tell me helmets are brain buckets and they don't know the difference between Snell and DOT, then I can't help but to laugh, because that's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you buy a high quality Snell rated helmet and you make sure that it's not older than 5 years old, because after 5 years old, they all have a shelf life between 3 and 5 years, somewhere around there. Every helmet's different. You have a newer helmet that is Snell rated, that you take care of, i.e. it didn't fall off the seat of your bike, then trust me when I say this, you're gonna have a higher chance of surviving than somebody who's wearing a half-shell helmet like all of these cruiser guys. So that is my argument about the whole brain bucket thing. Now, I'm not saying that if you have a Snell helmet that you're gonna survive every accident. I'm not saying that. We all take a risk. We all understand there's a risk, and we take our risk. But saying, as an EMT, if you go around and start calling helmets brain buckets, you know what people are gonna think, especially young impressionable riders? They're gonna think one of two things. Either they're gonna think, F it, I'm not going to ride a bike, and they're not going to get a bike, they're not going to get anything like that. The second option, which is even worse, is somebody says, okay, I'm not going to wear a helmet at all. Maybe they live in Rhode Island or New Hampshire or something like that, and they're going to say, I'm not going to wear a helmet at all. I don't care, it's not going to help me anyway. So here's the thing, EMTs out there, promote helmets. Tell people that if they don't wear a helmet, their chances are so much slimmer than without it. Like, helmets are a good thing. I can't believe an EMT would actually call it a brain bucket. Like, that's horrible. That's where I'm at on the discussion. I don't know what you guys think. I say helmets are pretty safe, and that everybody that rides should wear one. It seems like pretty common knowledge, and I don't think they're brain buckets at all. I think that helmets save many lives every single time they are used. So I wouldn't call them brain buckets. I would call them brain-saving machines, because that's what they are. They save your friggin' brain. They don't put it in a bucket and call it a day. What an idiot that I spoke to. What an absolute idiot. You know what? I've seen plenty of people die in car accidents. Do we call cars corpse buckets? Do we call them that? Because I've seen plenty of people. I know plenty of people that have died in car accidents, and I'm sure the EMT does too, but I bet he does not go around calling them corpse transporters or whatever. Let me know in the comments below what you all think about helmets, even though there's really only one answer, and that's that they are good things and that it will save your life. And actually, we have ourselves a Harley rider behind us, and he is wearing a half shell. Let's see what helmet he's wearing. Half shell. Old guy with a half shell.